Hey, what up, YouTube? Dark Signer here, coming at you guys with another video. So, I know I haven't uploaded or done videos in about 3 years. I'm gonna try to make the channel actually something this time. I'm gonna start uploading other games though, just besides just Yu-Gi-Oh, just 'cause I've been playing a little bit of everything. Yeah, so I did go to the YCS in Sacramento, and I did go to Nationals as well. At Nationals, I ended up losing. I was playing Tempai, but a bad build. I tried playing hand traps. I should have been playing like the Regekis and stuff like everyone was telling me to. I didn't. I did bad. And then I went to YCS Sacramento, and unfortunately I did lose day 2 to, what's it called? Someone I know, his name is Adam from Blosky. I can't pronounce his last name. And then I lost to 2 other players. I went X3. I ended up losing just because of time. I was playing Runic, and literally every loss came to time. I just couldn't really like do anything. It was just like you can't deal damage with that deck. So it was literally like I got poked for like 1,000 sometimes. I think one game I got poked with a Poplar, and I just lost, right? So it's just like it's just something you can't control just because the deck has no way to like interact. If you guys care about that deck profile, literally just watch John Lee, the guy that got top 16. I literally played his deck like card for card. I think it's a pretty standard list. The only difference is I main deck that third Amato Wado in the main deck instead of 2. I just thought that card was insane. Going second every single game just like destroys everybody. Going first, the deck is already so good. So I knew I was going to go second a lot just because of my luck with dice rolls. And playing the third Amato just like made the big difference. And then the only difference in the side deck, the actual deck's the same. The side deck was I played 2 Unending Nightmares over his 2 Cosmics. I just kind of preferred the, I guess, like multiple like destruction instead of just the 1 Cosmic. I mean, I got hit with anti-spell from every single person. And that's a one-of. Like, I don't understand how people draw that card. But I literally got anti-spelled like every match, like at least once. So it's just another way to deal with like multiple. And then against like Yubel, who I played 2 of them, I think, or 3. I 2-0'd all of them. And Unending Nightmare in that matchup was like ridiculous. Just because they can't deal with like the constant you popping like their gates and all that stuff and like their field spell. And against Runic, that's just like, the mirror match was easy way to just win. If they try to go hit whatever, bring up the one that stops, you just do it again and pop again. So it's just so easy. And then this time, I've been playing the deck for a while, even before the Fiendsmith stuff came out. It's plants, the Rika, like I don't know, Sun Avalanche. It's just a plant like deck at this point. It's just a pile of 60 cards, and I'll kind of go through the choices, I guess. The way that the new meta kind of shapes up. I was kind of hoping that the ban list did more to hit stuff. But I mean, getting rid of Snake Eyes was one thing, but that matchup was already kind of free. A lot of the time, if you like just draw like a decent hand, as long as you don't get like super hand trapped to death. But what's it called? But Yubel is still like a big problem. The deck's gonna be really good. And then Tempai to me is like a free matchup because they let me go first. And yeah, and then Yubel's another thing that I just hated because you can't bounce it with what's it called? With I already forgot his name. With the Banger Lancer, so you can't bounce it with, you can't bounce anything with that guy. Everything's 0, so it's just annoying. So what's it called? So yeah, so that's the thing. But I'll kind of show you the deck. So the only cards in the deck that are kind of like, I guess like, I wouldn't say extenders, but so the Lumpfire just gets you anything in the deck. So it's just like literally just the best card, obviously. But the only like real extenders that I feel outside of like engines is like Monster Reborn and 1-for-1. This card, like a lot of people were kind of like iffy about it, but so many scenarios I just need the extra plant to just win, and a lot of the time like you already have a plant in the graveyard if you do something, so like you don't really care what the names are, you just care about a plant. So being able to have that is really good. And then obviously 1-for-1 gets you like literally the most overpowered cards in the deck, so you have to play like 1-for-1. And then the first engine, which is kind of like the best one, it's the Sun Avalon stuff. So like the 3, what's it called, Lokai, the 1 twin, 3 unexpected dies to search it, and then the 1 sewing. So essentially, like I try to minimize everything to like literally the bare bones of what the deck is, just you don't want to see multiples of any of this stuff. I know some people play the second sewing in case like your guy like you could recur back the what's it called, the link, but it's just dumb. Like you only need 1. It's just that's it. Like it's once per turn, so you can't really do anything. And then this card's probably the best card just because it baits Ash and stuff. So yeah, and then obviously like this kind of leads you to like you open like any of this stuff, and it's like full. Well, I guess not this guy, but You open any of these, it's full combo. So, and there's a lot of scenarios where if you open this and they stop like their Dryas, you can always like summon this and then bring back Lokai, and that's full combo. So like it's just another, it's a second way to like full combo, you know what I mean? And then so the other one, so the Ragnarika cards, is just literally these 5 cards. There's a world where I almost played the Trap Chick Ragnarika deck because that thing seems pretty fun, honestly. And the trap is really good. Their other link is really good, but in this deck you only really need this stuff, and then obviously just the one link. You don't play any of the other ones just because they're not really plants. But essentially, this is just ridiculous. You open this full combo again, but this thing, when it gets linked off, you can summon any like level 4 or lower plant. So it just like gets you Lone Fire most of the time. But it just basically gets you to any other card in the deck, and then this is like 4 bodies. So it's insane. And then you do play the Therion cards because again you want extenders, right? So this is just another way of getting extenders. So the deck, that's kind of the one thing that the deck does kind of struggle with, is that it's kind of like almost super dependent on being able to have 2 to 3 monsters. Obviously 3 is like the perfect number because then you full combo. But if you only have 2, you need a third to do everything basically. So like obviously a lot of monsters lead you to like 3 bodies and stuff. But if you don't, like you have to have another way to do it. So you just want extenders that are just free. And then this guy, he's super iffy, but obviously with Nibiru and all that stuff, like you just need a way to like stop that stuff. Because a lot of the time, by the time you summon him, they already wasted like their Ash and their Veiler. So the only real way to like get to you is with Nib. So obviously having access to this guy is like insane. The other engine, you play the Aroma package. So essentially it's like these 6 cards, right? So I don't want to play doubles with this guy because honestly, a lot of scenarios up until the last part of the combo, you don't have higher life than them, so it just doesn't really come up. And then like I don't want to have like a dead card in my hand until the very end because obviously like I need another extender, I need another card that does something. So like having access to just one is like fine because you only want to summon him off of this. Like I said, drawing him, you're like almost never higher life than your opponent until again like the very end or the very beginning with the Sun Avalanche stuff. But then you already have full combo. And then the biggest engine I think of the deck is the Rika card. So it's 3 Princess, 1 I don't even know her name. It's like $12 too. The Snowdrop. This one, the one that searches, and the one that searches. So this one searches spells. This one searches like monsters. This one recurs itself too, which is like really important. A lot of people forget about that. They think that you have no follow up. And then you being able to like summon this back and then like get to like another one of these is like really insane. So it's just like I don't know, it's just the deck has a lot of like follow up, I guess, in the form of like little guys, but they all just turn into big guys, you know what I mean? But this is probably the most important part of the engine, or of any of the engines, just because obviously like this is full combo, but having access to like this one to get your field spell, having access to this one to get you like into anything, because all these are going to lead to some crazy stuff. Obviously exceeding, and then like being able to like sack off the like rank 4 and like summon another one, like it's insane. And then just obviously having this on your opponent's turn with like the field spell up, it's like a free like I get rid of a body and a negate, like it's insane. Like this engines are so important, and another extender as well, and extenders on these as well. Because a lot of the time if they stop your Dryas, you can like summon this, get the field spell, and then get the Glamour, full combo, and then again the field spell. And then I had to put this card in just because like I wasn't playing it to play like more going second cards, but I saw myself like the board not being as like I guess unbreakable as you want it to be, and this kind of just solidifies like the end board to be like unbreakable. Cause a lot of the time, like if they do break through, it usually includes like a way to like attack you and then like get over like Bang a Lancer or something, or like you know what I mean. And just having this is like insane. Like taking their guys like crazy. And then like these are like the reason why I like to play the deck, because it has such a good going first with all this stuff, right? That the only real trouble is going second, and you like not drawing like multiple hand traps will cost you like games, I guess. So I wanted to just change that like by I guess like copying the girl from Europe that just plays like all going second cards. So these are the ones I chose. So I play 1 Thrust, 2 Talents because these are good going first or second. You have Droplets, which essentially breaks the whole board. 3 Dark Ruler, which essentially breaks the whole board. 3 evenly, which will usually like 1 negate, and then this will break the board. 3 cross out, it's just like going first card, but essentially hits everything. And the thing is, you could leave it in and like leave it in like an evenly or like this, and then just have access to like a way to negate that stuff as well. So now again, that solidifies the end board as well. So like, cross out is good going first and second, you know. So it's just really strong. And then you have 1 called by the grave, and then the cross out targets essentially, which is draw. It's probably one of the worst ones against you, because this one kind of like a lot of times makes you pass turn. You can still do stuff a lot of the time. If you have like multiple extenders, you can throw in on like a banger lancer on like an exceed or something, which is usually enough. But yeah, it's just another way of Ash, a Veiler, and Imperm, which is good going first and second because then it gets the board as well. And then I played 2 Nib, just because this one actually kills you. So I don't ever want to draw this and not have access to it. You are playing 60 cards, but you are going to draw 1 or 2 of these, which like, again, as long as it's not draw, which kind of makes me want to play a second draw, or Nib, you're still fine. Like, I don't really care about getting Veiler, Ash, and stuff, but like, if I could stop it, might as well, right? But especially if I could get to like, if I could get to the Therion card, then I'm fine. But again, this one like absolutely destroys me, because this one I can still play through. This one destroys me, so that's why I have to play 2. I don't ever want to draw it. So that's it for the main deck. It's 60 cards. Again, well thought out. I think it's fine. Obviously, it copied a lot of the stuff, but obviously, it had to like play. I've been playing like constantly with it. So I feel like you can't really change the ratios around too much. I tried changing stuff, and that's kind of what it came down to. The extra deck is like super basic. Honestly, there's nothing you can really change outside of maybe adding something, like in case you get Ashed or like Veiler to death or something, and you have to make like Little Knight. But it just never comes up. So these are like obviously like the Rika cards, and then it gets you these guys, and then this is the fusion, and then you play 3 of the most important one, the Jasmine or Jasmine, and then you play this one, which is essentially full combo. This one, when you don't have full combo, you need something. It just gets you there most of the time. You play the regular Rika Link, and then you play basically the Sun Avalon card, the Banger Lancer, when you summon off of this guy and this guy. So yeah, except for that stuff. And then the side deck, the only cards that I'm kind of like iffy about, honestly, like I would have to test the meta more, is these guys. So it's all the bestial stuff. I'm still kind of debating on it, just because they're really strong against the Feastman stuff, especially now when I'm not having Lacrima. But it's one of those cards that I can't do anything with it. Like, it's just a body, and the best thing I could do with it is tribute it off to get access to my Jasmine to be able to summon, right? So that's the only thing I can really do with it. So it's just cards that kind of stay on the board. I've been looking at like synchros, because you have level 1 tuners, but there's no like, I don't know, I can't think of any good level 7s that I would want to play. But obviously this one with Jasmine is good to like tribute, like get rid of something. And then obviously this one searches this one, which essentially gives you just 2 bodies that you could like poke with, right? And then what's it called? Or you could even like, if you draw like these 2 or something, it's like a crazy interruption, right? So yeah. And then 2 lightning storms. You want more going second cards, because again, this deck, that's the only time that you struggle, is going second. I think going first, the board's too crazy. You can play through most stuff. So, and 3 Regeki. If I were to take out these things, I would put in more like going either putting like dark hole, what's it called, or something to do with like another thrust. So I'd play like a thrust maybe, and then like either a dark hole, a secret barrel, secret a barrier, and then maybe like dimensional, like the secret dimension, whatever it's called. So what's it called? Just because you want to, I guess, like some cards that auto win if you do get hand trapped to death. So, and then more going second cards. So 3 Phantasme cards, insane. It gets you to everything that you need essentially, right? Because it just fixes your hand. If you draw a brick, it gets you to your Regekis. And another thing with Regeki too is you play cross out. So against like Senpai and stuff, that's the only real way that they use things, is by Regeking you. Well, obviously they usually have a negate and stuff in the form of the Exceed, but if they bait you out and then they Regeki you, having cross out is insane. And then this thing, because it beats most decks, honestly, they can only use one spell, trap, so you usually just beat those decks. This is like just for Runic and like some other decks where you just want to get rid of something. Obviously you have to first get bait out like the summon or whatever, right? And then just like play hand with that. And then more cross out targets. Right? I don't want to lose to these ever, so yeah, just having them. And then like it's funny because I've shifted someone before and won. And then I've also hit someone with the actual effect of these cards, you know what I mean? But again, most of the time they're just here for shifter target. I mean, it's for cross out targets. So yeah, again, hopefully you guys enjoy. I don't like the ban list, by the way. It's horrible, honestly. I wish they would have changed more things, but nothing we can do. We're only players, you know what I mean? And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it though, and have a good day.